it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part of a hashtag hop, which I'll talk about in a couple minutes. We're going to create this baseball themed card using some Kindred Stamps products. That's the film strip die, and the stamp set is the Have a Ball stamp set. First thing that I did was I cut the film strip out of black cardstock, and then I cut a piece of white cardstock down to just a little bit smaller than the film strip. I'm going to take the two images from the Have a Ball stamp set and line them up in the right and the left square, and we're going to ink them up using my Misty. Now, since this is the first time I've inked up these stamps, I'm going to actually use Versamark on them first. When I ink up new stamps traditionally, I ink them up in Versamark, stamp them down, and then I ink them up in black. For some reason tonight, I didn't do the stamping in between step, and I just inked them up in Versamark, and then right over top of that I inked them up in the black ink. When I open up the Misty door, you're going to see how well those stamped. I don't know if this is just a fluke or this will work every time, but if you're having a difficult time stamping a new image, you might want to try inking it up and then right on top of that stamping in the color ink that you want to use. It worked for me. I colored these images off screen, and then I put the film strip die on top of them so that I could draw in the background for them. So right now I'm drawing in the pitcher's mound and that little rubber piece that they stand on. I'm drawing in home base as well as the grass behind the batter. Now, forgive me for any of you who are baseball fans or players or softball players. I forgot to put the batter's box in there. Horror of horrors, yes, I know. So it's a little bit of creative licensing, and I apologize to all of you that played baseball or softball. Next time I do the card, I'll remember to put that in there. I didn't realize that I forgot to do that until I was already finished coloring and putting the card together, and there was no way I was going to redo it, so I apologize for that. I'm now taking my micron pen and going over the background pieces that I just drew in so that I can have some boundaries to color these images in. I use the micron pen because they're safe to use with alcohol markers, and I think that they give a nice thin line and they look good in the scene that we're going to draw. I'm going to use the Ohuhu markers, which are what I use to color in both of the players. And while I'm doing that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this hop. So if you're new to the Team Tiny Hop, welcome. We are a hashtag driven event, and that means that the hashtag will be in the video description or the video title of everybody's video. If you click on that, or if you type it into the search bar, you'll get everybody's video who is participating. This month is hashtag Team Tiny Spring Hop. And so we're all working on cards that have to do with spring. You guys are probably thinking, well, what's this baseball one? You know, most people probably are doing flowers or bunnies or chicks or things like that. But for me, the start of spring signifies baseball coming back. My dad was actually drafted into the minor leagues before I was born, but he decided to go to college instead. So we always joke around with him that we could have been rich if he decided to, go to the minor leagues and eventually turn pro. But we always joke around about that with him. And because he was so involved in baseball and then later on playing in adult leagues, I spent a lot of my childhood going to the fields and watching him play. He made me play t-ball when I was in kindergarten, and I was more of a people watcher, kind of the hanging out in the outfield, not really doing much, twirling my hair and chewing gum kind of baseball player. So I wasn't really great at it, which he was probably seriously disappointed in that. But my brother was very good at baseball, and my dad coached him, so I grew up going to the ball fields a lot. So I spent a lot of my childhood at the ball fields, and that just spring just signifies the start of the baseball season for me. So that's why I chose these images. Also, I haven't used this Kindred Stamps set yet, and I thought that it would be great to use another product that I hadn't used before. So going back to the hop a little bit, Team Tiny is a group of members who have less than 1,000 subscribers on their channel. So as of the recording of this video, we don't have any ads in our videos. So you guys can just click on that hashtag and watch straight through, and you'll be able to just watch the video without any interruptions. So that's one of the perks of being a smaller channel. We're actively trying to grow our channels, so if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment. We all love reading what you guys have to say, your feedback, your positivity. So we love reading what you guys have to say about our videos. So comments are very welcome, likes are appreciated, and subscriptions are amazing. So please, 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 if you're not a subscriber of our channels, please go ahead and do that. So getting back to the card, I'm coloring in the grass now, and what I didn't realize when I grabbed the green to do the to color in the grass for the batter was that it was the same color as the uniform for the girl, for the pitcher. So I actually go back in with that lighter color and try to lighten it up a little bit so that there's a delineation between her uniform and the grass. So I think in the end it's not the best, but I made it work. So always remember what colors you picked up. That's an important thing. I must have really liked that color green because I used it for the uniform and the grass. So now you're just seeing me color the rest of the images in, and now we're going to put the sky on. We're going to use Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide, and normally I would mask these images off, but I'm using a very, very light hand to just put a tiny bit of color down. It's just going to have the tiniest bit of blue sky to it because I didn't want the sky to be the star of it. I wanted the players to be the star of this card. So again, just going over those images very, very lightly. So even if I go over the Ohuhu marker coloring, you're not really going to notice it. I keep measuring out the film strip just to make sure that I've colored in all of the areas that are necessary so that you don't, when I put the film strip back on, you don't see any white. So the reason that I chose the film strip for this is because, one, I wanted to create a scene card because I think that I love making scene cards. But sometimes scene cards are very, very time consuming because you have to color everything in and you have to do a lot of masking usually, especially if you're doing one layer scene cards. So I thought with this film strip, I could kind of do 3 small scenes instead of one huge scene, but it would look like one scene because your eye would go through the whole entire film strip and read it as one scene. So it's kind of a tricky way to create a scene card without having to do all of the work. The next thing I wanted to do was stamp the sentiment down, which is the Have a Ball from the Have a Ball stamp set from Kindred. So I'm just going to line it up in my MISTI, make sure that I have the film strip die where I want it, and then put the magnets down and ink up the sentiment. I'm using the same MFT Extreme Black ink, which I don't think I told you guys before. That's the ink that I was using to stamp it down. I was using Catherine Pooler ink, but I'm finding that, I don't know, it wasn't giving me a great result, and I'm not really sure why, but this one, the MFT Extreme Black ink, once I re-inked it, amazing. It gives me really, really nice, clean results, so I like using this one a little bit better. Just my opinion. I know that not everybody, will agree with that. So now I stamped the sentiment down, and we're going to get ready to finish the rest of the card. So I'm bringing the film strip back in again just to make sure everything is colored in, and I realized that it's not, so I'm going to pull some of those Ohuhu markers back out. Oh wait, I'm sorry, it is colored back in. Now I'm pulling out the Honeybee Be Creative glue and gluing that down. Now the card base is 8.5 by 7 and scored at 3.5. So I just took a plain piece of red cardstock to bring out the red in the boys' uniform. And I'm sorry I did this all off screen. I'm actually just gluing all the pieces down with the Honeybee Be Creative glue, which I'm really loving. And putting that card front on, and that's the card for the day. So here's a close-up picture of the card. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. Please hop along with us, comment, subscribe, and like the videos, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.